All right, good evening and welcome back once again to Prince's Seat channel. Today still remains the 25th of November 2025, and we have on the platform tonight Pastor Donald Obasi Okore, the Director General of the Truth Legacy Platform, who has expressed deep appreciation to the federal government and to all stakeholders who have diligently complied with the official disbursement policies. According to him, the cooperation shown by these compliant stakeholders is a sign that progress is finally being made and that this long awaited breakthrough is gradually taking shape. He also he cautioned against unrealistic or unauthorized or premature moves that could possibly jeopardize the the cause the cause of disbursement, as the case may be. Pay attention to him as he says one or two things in this perspective. Pastor Donald, your time now.
Good evening, honorable ladies and gentlemen. This is Pastor Donald Obasokore, the DG, the Truth Legacy Platform. Today is 25th November 2025. Today is Tuesday, 25th November 2025. I have few things to emphasize on. Number one thing is it is very, very important to come to that reality, that truth, that when there is anything before you, you should be diligent enough to choose your success track in order to avoid making irreparable mistake. Making a mistake that is too expensive. Those of us that are the coordinators that worked under the chairman of the stakeholders, frankly speaking, we don't have anything like fear about whatever thing anyone might be coming up with as accusation, attack, and all those things. Because when you know where you belong, you will be able to know the outcome of whatever thing that is going to happen. I want to let us know that in the grand community right now, it is a very dicey moment. You may think you know, but your knowledge will fail you. And that is why it is good when there is a critical situation to get sources out of it. You must take yourself out of every form of biased mind. That is the time you will be able to succeed. Yes, some of you decided to choose tweeting as an option for immediate disbursement, but I want to let you know that such measure or such step cannot achieve any result, because the necessary platforms that will make that tweeting to work for you, they are not there, they are not available. There is a democratic process in a civil society to handle matters and to get results. There is also a diplomatic process in a civil society to handle things and you get results. But let me tell you something. It is not every time that some democratic process like protest, whether online or off-site, will be able to work in some cases. Like the issue that has to do with this grant, I want you to know there is no any amount of tweeting that will be able to make this grant to happen immediately. If it is about tweeting, I will tell you, it will take the grand community a very longer time to be able to achieve results, if at all it will achieve any result. Because to be able to succeed with tweeting, there are things that are very, very paramount, platforms that are paramount for you to embrace before you will be able to get anything. That you went to Twitter, registered a Twitter account and started tweeting, it doesn't give your tweet political force, civil force, social force, or whatever kind of force you want to bring out. It doesn't. There are secret things that you must know before such a thing will begin to happen, and those things are not automatic. Let me tell us something. Are you aware that even as President Donald Trump of the United States of America is interested in intervening in matters that have to do with Nigeria as a state, President Donald Trump cannot just get up and carry out any action. He has to present it before the Congress, and there will be a vote that will be cast over such. It is only when it will pass through the normal democratic process that he will now have the constitutional backup and the right to go and carry out such a thing. He will not be impeached. So even if somebody is tweeting, you will still need someone that will be able to take your case to the person you want him to hear you. And then the Congress will be able to sit on it, deliberate on it. You think that it is something that can happen overnight. That is why whenever anybody wants to do something, you sit down and throw bias away. Sit down, do proper consultation. Then people with expertise in that field will be able to guide you and say this is what to do. But in grand community, what is obtainable is as much as you can talk, you can come out and say anything you want to say. Now let me come to the main thing that made me to come up this evening to do this voice note. I want you to know that those of us that coordinated Pioneer, myself, Pastor Donald Obasokore, Madam Ngozi Israel, Ambassador Zita Mosu, we are not in any area afraid. Why? Because we know the person we followed in that program and we are still following. The chairman of the stakeholders is a man, as far as record is concerned, he has a proven track record, success track record in Nigeria in matters of grant and in other areas of life about humanitarian, pure and genuine humanitarian activities. And this is someone who has tremendously contributed to make sure that there will be success with other stakeholders. Now, I want you to listen carefully. Do you think that you have the capacity the stakeholders have in all diplomatic process they have engaged with, dialogue and every other thing they have engaged with, to make sure that the federal government will see reason with them and disburse the money to the public? Now, I want to ask a question. In assuming that the tweeting you people embarked on is not the only option you have, the stakeholders now decided to say, okay, since these people have made the choice of the way they want to follow to get disbursement, we are going to take our own disbursement. We're going to take our own fund and exit the scene. Let them continue. I want you to know, you will continue to wait until you die. You will not be able to get the money. Because there are things that are mysterious. There are things that are deep depths that you cannot comprehend when you are not knowledgeable about some procedures. In Nigeria here, diplomacy works better than democratic process. You need to understand your terrain. That is why you see some people that are in politics, because they know what diplomacy means. They know how to engage people that will be able to speak for them, bring them to power. They do it in the background. Before you know what is happening, that person will be declared governor, the person will be declared senator, because there is a groundwork that person has been able to do that somebody who just believes in election, the democratic process, does not know or does not appreciate. Though this person may be good, but because he doesn't understand the rule and engagement of diplomacy, the person will fail. Anytime the person comes out, the person will fail. But somebody that is not as good as him or her continues to excel. These are mysteries. It is not something you just achieve anyhow. I want us to understand at the moment things are moving on. Things are moving on. And remember what we have been telling you people. Know who you are following. Know who you are following. This very morning has come to the point in time it must be given to us. And the stakeholders have done every necessary thing to make sure that the money is released. Some of them that are the stakeholders have already done what the government told them to do by submitting their traveling documents, which the chairman who we are following has already done his own. So those of you that are also in the grant community, I don't know who you are following. I don't know the stakeholder you are following. If you are following those ones that have refused to drop their traveling documents, nothing concerns us there. But as government has decided on what to do after a period of time, and I'm believing God and every one of us working under the chairman of the stakeholders are also believing God that what we have been told is going to happen. Therefore, I want to use this time to tell us, before you swallow, chew very well. There is need for somebody to sit down, you reason over matter critically, analyze it in different ways, put up so many things before you, and try to visualize what will be the end result of this, looking at the way the government, the system, the structure of Nigeria operates, which one is going to favor us, before you now launch out and carry out whatever thing you want to carry out. I want us to know, those of you that are trying to tarnish the image of the stakeholders, you are rolling in a coal of fire. Because if these people will decide that they are done with the grant community, I want you to know there will never be any grant released anywhere. Anything called grant in Nigeria today, as far as grant community is concerned, if the stakeholders will pull off and tell you go ahead with your tweeting, you will now see the difference between a man that knows the road and a man that is just beating about the bush. I want us to become cool-headed and get what God has already gotten for us. I want us to become cool-headed so that what God has provided for us will be given to us. But if those of you who are already determined on the path you want to go, we continue with what you are doing, anywhere, wherever such a thing leads you to, you enjoy the dividends and the benefits of it. That is it. I want to use this time to sincerely appreciate the government of Nigeria for taking that bold step to say it is time for this money to be released. And then, very profoundly, we want to say thank you to the chairman of the stakeholders and also the stakeholders, more especially those of you that are complying with the necessary measures you are asked to put in place, more especially the submission of your traveling document in order to carry out the responsibility that is before every Nigerian. We want to say thank you. And to every one of us, I want us to know that the stakeholders have put in very high level of sacrifice over the years to make sure that this program works. We owe them our prayers, just like we pray for the government to be able to stand on the path of patriotism, favoring the cause of the citizens. We also have to be praying for the stakeholders as the people that have been on the side of mediation, making sure that the good of the grand community subscribers will be favorably and positively and timely considered. We want to say, let nobody think anything less than that. We owe them our prayers, our support, our collaboration. God bless every one of us. We have, by the grace of God, entered in the time that disbursement will become a shocker. Those of you thinking that it can never happen, you are in a daydream that you can never recover yourself from. Because what God has ordained, no man will be able to stop it. To all of you that are loyal to us, following us, you will eat the good of the land. Don't fight against the hand God is using to feed you. Don't fight against the dignitaries, the personalities God is using to create a way for you. A child that doesn't have an advisor is easily destroyed, no matter how strong such a child is. A child that doesn't listen to adults, to an elder that is full of wisdom, such a child does not reach elderly stage or elderly age. May your light and our light never be put out or put off at the prime time. This is our prime time. May we not allow carelessness and recklessness, bias, hatred, backbiting, and all those things to deny us the opportunity God has given to us. Thank you so much, and remain very expectant. The time between us and disbursement is something that you cannot determine. I mean, it can happen without any notice. We know what is going on, and by the mercy of God, we are already there. Disbursement can happen at any point in time now without any formal announcement. God bless us and have a very wonderful weekend. Have a very wonderful evening. Today is Tuesday. We have not entered weekend. Thank you so much. I remember Pastor Donald Obasi Okore, the DG, the Truth Legacy platform. Bye.